everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of Brown's Thoughts here on the Off the Mic Sports Network. Looking ahead and sort of talking about the week of what's been, transpiring within the Cleveland Browns organization, the dysfunctional organization, as they head to Philadelphia this weekend to take on the Eagles. This is not going to be pretty. The Browns are going to get killed. Deshaun Watson is probably going to look bad. If he clears 200 yards passing, great. He should. I mean, he hasn't cleared 300 yards passing as a Browns quarterback either. So, listen, this should be the last game that Deshaun Watson starts for the Cleveland Browns. And I would say that this is arguably a must-win, must-perform-well game for him, because if they fall to 1-5, how could you honestly look anybody in that locker room and say, we're going to go with Deshaun Watson the rest of the season? Because then you're going to head home with a fan base that has already completely turned on him in the first place. And you're going to honestly say, hey, we're going to go face a division rival in Cincinnati and be like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. This is not going to end well. Frankly, before the end of the season, they need to bench him. They don't have to cut him, because if they cut him, the penalties for that are going to be insane. And he's already, the suspension side of things, that's kind of worn itself out. You're not gonna see that happen. So honestly, I would expect this to be the last start for Deshaun Watson, maybe ever as Browns quarterback, and they just hold on to him and they just hold him out. You can't go the rest of the season, especially if you lose to Philadelphia this week, and basically say, yeah, you know what, we're just going to tank the season. Maybe they want to intentionally tank the season so they can get the top pick and maybe get a Travis Hunter or, a Quinn Ewers, a Shedeur Sanders. I don't think Shedeur even wants to go to Cleveland. And frankly, if you thought drama was there right now, there would be more if Shedeur Sanders went there. Carson Beck, any of these quarterbacks who are going to come into the, Miller Moss, Garrett Nussmeier, some of these other names. But it seems like if they're going to continue to try, it's almost like an intentional tank, which this season shouldn't be. So it'll be interesting to see how this game is called, what Kevin Stefanski does to try to mask the deficiencies of Deshaun Watson, because I did see something very interesting that really jumped out to me and shows me how inept and stupid this organization, and how a lot of people got fooled about how good Deshaun Watson is. Apparently, Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports was on a show. I forgot what it was. And it might have been with Mike Florio and Pro Football Talk, and he basically said that an anonymous executive told him that he watched the Texans practice the last year that he was there, which I think was 2020, 2021, when they were really bad. And Deshaun Watson would be looking over to the sideline for play calls. And that's not a sign of a veteran quarterback when you're looking over to the sidelines for, decisions. The quarterback should be able to process and do that type of things. And you're seeing that transpire in real time with the Browns, because Deshaun Watson is missing what are called layups. And you can't miss layups in the NFL. He's missing wide open receivers. He's running around. He's moving off of his first read. He's bailing on clean pockets. It's not how you want to see a quarterback you're paying that much money to. And I understand the offensive line has not been good. The receiver play has been, average. Amari Cooper's dropped a bunch. Jerry Jeudy's been fine. David Njoku at tight end's been in and out of the lineup. But yeah, the changes that were made to this offense were not needed to be made. They should have kept Joe Flacco. And it's very clear as day that they pinned, they put their chips in the middle and went all in on the wrong guy. And it's really sad to see an organization that was really on top of the world almost a calendar year ago in getting to the playoffs. And granted, they weren't on top of the world after that game against Houston, but they've got to figure something out. And I think this has got to be the week. I don't expect Deshaun to play well, but they can't honestly, Kevin Stefanski's literally a figurehead at this point. And it sucks because he might get blamed for this, and it's not his fault. They changed the whole damn offense for this guy, and this guy still can't work. He's had glimpses, very small glimpses. But the Baltimore game happened a year ago, guys. I don't think he's ever reaching that potential ever again. He gets hurt, and he just doesn't look like he cares. It looks like he's there to cash a paycheck and just move on. And all of the, deficiencies and like, the lack of processing and just like, the ability of him to like, get away with on his raw athleticism, that's not happening anymore. So I'm really worried about the direction of this franchise post this game. Because if Deshaun Watson doesn't win this game and pull a miracle against Philadelphia, then I just don't see how you can come home, go to Huntington Bank Field, whatever they call it now, Cleveland Brown Stadium, whatever. I don't know how you could honestly, look your fan base and say, hey, this is the best quarterback that can go out in front of you guys, in front of 65, 70,000 people, and win football games. At 1-5, you're just like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? So, needed to get those Browns thoughts in. We'll have more content throughout the weekend. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.